Yeah, so Capcom Cup officially starts today, or I guess specifically the LCQ starts today. Anyway, what's going on? I've got a bunch of alerts on the game. What's all this shit? I got a participation trophy. Success rate 1,000,000%. That sounds like me. I'm quite modest, but I think that's pretty accurate. So I guess also before the LCQ starts, we should probably talk a little bit about the group stages for Capcom Cup and stuff like that, because that happened after last stream and I didn't get a chance to talk about it. The group stages were drawn.
Group F is gonna cause some very fun tweets.
I mean, it already has. This is like the last 48 hours, especially on Twitter, has been surreal, I guess is the best word to describe it. I've never really seen quite such a meltdown about Capcom Cup before. So for Capcom Cup, because of the format not really having any kind of a point system, there's no way to seed the actual cup itself. It used to be back in the day when they did the point system, the leaderboard for the points made it really easy to seed Capcom Cup as well, because you would just match up like the most points with the least points and then do it like that. There was a couple of issues in the old format, like they had this stupid thing where first place in the seeding ended up playing the LCQ player, which was a stupid decision. But other than that, it was a decent system. But now with the new format, they can't seed Capcom Cup, so the only way that they can do this is through a random draw. So the random draw happened, and this is the way it panned out. Obviously, the big talking point, the one that sort of inflamed the community, was Group F. Press F to pay respects. So we got Mena, Kaba, Nero the Boxer, Lashar, Ending Walker, and Angry Bird. And you could make a strong argument that Angry Bird and Mena are like probably strong candidates for the two strongest players in the world right now. But for me, what really stood out to me after the initial Group F like blowout was not that. It was this over here. So if you look down here in Group H, Ren and Jabby M, both in the same pool. Now, if you don't know who Ren and Jabby M are, these guys are the two representatives from South Africa, and in fact the only African representatives in the cup, and they ended up in the same pool, which is really unfortunate. But to me, the reason that I think this is particularly terrible is because I think that the whole argument for the current CPT format is that it's supposed to showcase regional talent, right? I think we can all agree, if we're being completely honest, the current Capcom Cup format is not designed to isolate the 32 or whatever it is best players in the world and then have them play each other, right? That is not the purpose of Capcom Cup right now. It's not to establish the strongest players and then have them play against each other. It's to establish the strongest players in each given region as sort of like a global showcase at the end of the year. Or at least that's my understanding of how Capcom Cup is supposed to work now. So if the point of Capcom Cup is to be kind of like the World Cup in football, exactly, to be more of like an international showcase, how do you end up with the only two African reps in the same pool? That's pretty terrible. So there's problems with like pools having far too many strong players together, and there's also problems with players from the same region being put together. And the other thing is, I was watching Sajam's stream the other day, and he mentioned a really good point, which I hadn't thought of, which is the other thing is that if the argument for this format is that it's more of a showcase than it is a true global top one kind of like hyper competitive tournament, if it's more of an international showcase designed to get people's eyes on the game, wouldn't that imply that it's probably a good idea to also have game updates at the cup? Like if we're doing this to celebrate the community and turn it into more of like a community celebration, then the sensible thing to do there would be to get as many people's eyes on Street Fighter 6 and then show off a bunch of cool new announcements, which again they're not doing because they said there's no announcements coming, there's no trailer, there's no Akuma. So I just don't get it. I don't get what they're going for this year. The two directions they could have gone in is like fully competitive in one direction, or a kind of community celebration showcase in the other direction. And those were the two options they had, and they decided to just sort of like crash into a lamppost, splitting the two paths. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Did you do who you think will get out of each group? I did that for the LCQ, but I haven't done it for the actual cup itself. Let's do a real quick guess. I'm just gonna fly through this and just do my guesses. Group A is gonna be Phenom and Kawano. Group B is gonna be Big Bird and Chris Wong. Group C is gonna be Knuckle-Doo and Mr. Crimson. Group D is Gachi, Kun, and Valmaster, I think. E is gonna be... I'm not sure what to make of Snake Eyes, Paul, because people kept telling me... I've been told for like the last 3 months that Geef does surprisingly well against DJs. But whenever a DJ player is told that, they seem to roll their eyes. So does he do good or does he not do good against DJ? I can't get a straight story out of that. So the thing is, like, the easy pick would just be like Fudo and Xian or Fudo and Snake Eyes. I'm actually gonna go with Fudo and Mirken from this one. I'm a Mirken believer. I think Mirken's gonna cause an upset here. Group F. Group F. Nero sweep? Yeah, Nero and Lashar, let's go. I felt kind of bad for Nero the Boxer, because when these groups got announced, a bunch of people started tagging Nero the Boxer on Twitter and stuff and being like, tough luck buddy, see you next year, kind of thing, like you've already lost. It's kind of fucked up. Like, there's making jokes about the fact that it's a difficult pull, but like actively like tagging Nero the Boxer and being like, you tried your best, but it's not gonna work out. It's pretty fucking disrespectful. So I kind of want to see Nero the Boxer put in a performance, just to quell the haters. But that being said, if I'm being depressingly realistic, I think it's gonna be, I don't know. This one's really hard.
Ending Walker got the Group F on lock.
I'd like to believe you, I really would. Oh, I don't know. The thing is, I actually think the biggest obstacle to Ending Walker getting out of the groups is not Mena and it's not Angry Bird, it's actually Kaba. I think if Kaba wasn't in this group, I might be more inclined to bet on Ending Walkers to get out, but I know that Ending Walker has difficulty against really strong Guile players. So I feel like Kaba being there could cause problems for Ending Walker, but I mean, he can still do it. Anything's possible. But my instinct is that it's probably going to be Angry Bird and Mena. Group G. Oh man, Group G. By the way, if RainPro wins Capcom Cup, does that count as a win for the UK? Can we claim that? Can we take that one? Because the thing is, like, RainPro has probably the single strongest pool position right now. I think RainPro is definitely going to win this pool. I've got RainPro plus Uma, probably. Yeah, I'm going to go with RainPro and Uma. But I think RainPro has a really strong chance to go far in Capcom Cup with this draw. And then Group H, I'm going to give it to... this one's got the LCQ winner, so this one's really difficult to call. I'm going to give it to LCQ winner plus Dual Kevin. That's my bet. If you make it through to the LCQ, you're probably going to be like a demon. I'm going to say LCQ plus Dual Kevin.